this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com to another exciting episode for you, and this is unexpected that I'm actually at the 2017 CES, or Consumer Electronics Show, to share with you guys the latest tech or technology in juicing and blending. Actually, this is the first year that I'm actually coming to this show to check out juicers and blenders, because actually there's a handful of companies inside that have new juicing and blending technology, things that you will want to wait for if you're considering buying, especially a blender. Some of the blender tech that I'm about to see is gonna blow you guys away, and this is the first time that I'm seeing it myself live. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and head inside the Consumer Electronics Show and share with you guys some of these new juicers and blender technology that's going to definitely improve your life. So now I'm inside the CES, and this place is huge. This is probably the largest trade show that I've ever been to in my entire life. Luckily enough, I don't have to walk the whole thing, because as you guys can see, there's like lots of people. This is one of the most crowded trade shows that I've been to, and I don't particularly care for it so much because there's just too many people here. So I'm glad there's only a handful of booths that I need to share with you guys today. You know, I don't have to share with you guys like things about cables or microphones and cases or keyboards or all this new VR reality stuff. I'm just here to share with you guys two new technologies that's going to be released this year in 2017 for you guys to make your lives easier and to allow you to get more fresh fruits and fresh vegetables in you that have more nutrition. And you know, one of the big challenges with juicing is that, you know, everybody hates to clean their juicer. So there's a new juicer here that actually you could juice without cleaning. That's one thing I'm going to show you guys today in this video. The other thing is that there's new technology for blending. You're basically blending in a vacuum, so you're going to keep more of the beneficial phytochemicals and phytonutrients. Oh, here we are. So anyways, here we're at the Juisir company, and they have a juicer that you can now juice without having to clean your juicer. And this is gonna be amazing. So now I want to introduce you guys to the Juisir, and it's right here. It's spelled J-U-I-S-I-R, and this is a cold press juicer. Unlike many juicers on the market that are high speed that may oxidize your juice, the cold press style juicer minimally, if any, oxidizes your juice. So I always encourage you guys to get some kind of cold press juicer. The problem until now is that cold press juicers, you know, you gotta clean them and they're a headache, and people hate cleaning their juicer. Actually, I personally don't mind. You know, it takes me under 3 minutes to clean, but some people hate cleaning. I mean, I think my parents are one of them. You know, I'd love for them to have this juicer so they could actually get fresh juice without having to worry to clean and without all the complicated mess and all this stuff. And so anyways, this machine is a cold press juicer, and it basically works on a principle of leverage and a motor to basically create up to 8 tons of force to be exerted on the fruit or vegetable or produce you're putting into this machine. If you're kind of wondering, John, how come they got all these elephants? What's the elephant theme here? Well, an elephant can press like 4 tons of force if he stepped on you. So all you need is you need an elephant to step on your produce. They'll crush it and juice it for you. But actually this machine is the power of 2 elephants, so it's 8 tons. Other machines that may be similar may only produce up to 4 tons. They've basically maxed this out at 8 tons, because any more than 8 tons, they're gonna start bending some of the parts in here. And that's another thing I like about the juicer here, is that, you know, the majority of this machine is made out of aircraft quality metal, and that's aluminum. And so it's really strong. They got this really dialed in, although these are 2 prototype models. This has not yet been released into the US. Well, depending on when you watch this, they're doing their Kickstarter like now. So you want to go to Kickstarter to get the lowest price on this guy. Anyways, I want to talk more about how this works and how you could juice without cleaning in the Juisir. And mainly it's due to these special bags right here. These bags are LDPE, all food safe. And on the inside, basically what happens is there's a little cotton cloth. And this cotton cloth, you put the food in there, and then you basically just take this whole bag and you put it in the machine. The machine will then automatically seal the bag with a heat seal and then press out all the juice. And then when you're done, you just take this bag and you could recycle it, throw it away, whatever you're gonna do with it. And you know, no juice is coming in contact with any parts of the machine because it's staying within the bag. So now I want to show you guys actually how this works. So we're gonna go ahead and take a bag that's been pre-filled with produce. Now, unlike other machines that may operate similar to this machine, you know, this company does not make you purchase their bags with the produce, you know, inside it already. You know, there's another company making a juicer similar to this, and they charge you $5 to $8 per bag to make 8 ounces of juice. Now this juicer will also, you know, press about 8 ounces in one pressing, but you guys could fill your bag with your own produce, right? I mean, I calculated it this morning. If I bought enough of the $5 to $8 bags to juice as much as I juice in a day, it would have costed me like $40 to $64 depending on the recipe, plus then I'd have to take and drink the recipes they're offering, right? The juice that I made actually, well, yesterday morning cost me under $5 to make 64 ounces of juice. So, you know, you're gonna pay infinitely more if you get, you know, machines that don't give you the flexibility to juice whatever you want, whenever you want. So anyways, you put that packet in there. We gotta make sure we got a glass underneath here. And then we just close this little top, and then all you simply do is you press this button. Once you press the button, you'll hear the motor start running. You guys are probably not hearing that too much, but it's like, this is one of the quietest juicers that I've experienced. I mean, it literally makes no noise. You just hear like little motor running, whisper quiet. So whether you got kids sleeping, you know, or grandparents sleeping in the morning when you're trying to juice, no problem. This is not gonna wake even a mouse up. All right, so as you guys can check it out, all the juice is just being pressed out of that bag that then comes into this cup. And we're getting a really nice yield here. I think like maybe a little bit over 8 ounces, but that's about the max. You know, the pressing area in here is not super large. So it makes about 8 ounces in one pressing. Now this is only a 90-second cycle. You know, it takes me a lot longer to juice than 90 seconds in the morning when I'm juicing. But this machine, once again, you put the bag in, it goes in the 2 plates, crush the produce, then they basically come back apart, and then they basically come back again to crush it again, to get a double pressing to make sure you're gonna get all the juice. You know, I'd even stood here and like pressed it a second or third time in some instances, and I might get a little bit more juice, but at that point you're kind of like, it's almost like you're wasting your time. But yeah, look at that, man. Nice large glass of juice made within 90 seconds. That's delicious. And check it out. The best thing is absolutely no cleaning. So we're gonna go ahead and this guy is opening up, and when you're done, you just take that bag that's completely flat. I mean, look at that. That's like almost paper thin right there. Not quite, but almost. And then you could recycle or chuck this bag, and you guys don't have anything to clean. Now I want to show you guys actually what it looks like inside this bag here after the produce has been pressed with 8 tons of power. We're gonna go ahead and take a knife here. We're just gonna go ahead and cut that open. And let's see, we'll reveal inside what it looks like. All right. All right, so inside the LDPE plastic, there's that, you know, cotton bag here. And then we ripped open that cotton bag. Let's see, maybe rip it open. And you guys can see inside there what it looks like. And we're gonna go ahead and pull this produce out. And look at this. This is just like crushed produce. We're gonna go ahead and take this in my hand, squeeze it. Let's see if I'm stronger than the juicer. Ah! All right, I'm not able to squeeze any additional juice out of the pulp that came out. And the other cool thing is, you know, I mean, hopefully Juicer will work with produce companies and people around the world actually to make these bags available for you guys in the area you live. At present time, they don't have that set up. So right now you can actually pre-fill your own bags. And pre-filling your own bags properly is probably the biggest and most important step to make sure this works properly. And the cool thing in here, like, I think this had some apples in there, and they didn't even cut the apples into big pieces, right? And if you actually ground up the apples in, say, like a slow RPM juicer or even like a food processor, or even grate it, you know, you would get a higher yield than leaving it in big chunks where the juicer is not going to be as effective. So you want to get the smallest particle size as possible. But yeah, even without even getting the smallest particle size, we actually got a nice tall glass of juice with all the produce in here. Now I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, John, man, you gotta like throw away this plastic each and every time. That's creating a lot of waste. I'm a hippie. Well, maybe I don't look like a hippie because I got short hair, but I'm a hippie and I want to conserve the planet. So, you know, Juicer is even offering you other ways to actually not have any disposable stuff. It would be all compostable. So actually, let me go ahead and show you guys the other option that they have for using the juicer, besides just the disposable one-time use bags, which, you know, everything in life, there's pros and there's cons. There's pros and cons of this juicer. The pros to using the disposable bags: no cleaning. The con is you're creating some waste. So it depends what's more important to you. I mean, one of the reasons why I like the disposable bags is, say I go see my parents once a week, for example. I could go to my parents' house once a week. I could spend some time and basically prepare all the bags for them. They could have them ready to go, and they could just take out one bag a day and drop it in the machine, press the button, and it's gonna juice it on up for my parents. Maybe you guys want to prepare your bags at night and have them ready to go in the morning, and then you wake up in the morning, you just put the bag in there, press the button, and in 90 seconds you got a juice. You can take it out the door on your way to work, right? So I like the setup on this, so you could do preparation in advance, and then at the end when you're done, there's no cleaning whatsoever. Anyways, aside from the disposable bags, let's show you guys the reusable silicone bag, the multi-use bag that they have available. So now I'm going to show you guys actually the option besides the one-time use disposable press bags. You know, I don't like to create waste in the world, and my girlfriend, she hates plastic, so she's going to like this option much better, as I do also. And actually, because you guys are watching this video, you guys are going to get this extra optional attachment actually for free because you're watching me today, and stay tuned to the end of this episode. Well, I'll tell you more about that. Anyways, what they have here is the multi-use bag. So this bag, you know, you will have to do minimal cleaning. It's not like no cleaning like the throwaway bags. You're just basically gonna have to wash this out, this silicone multi-use bag here. It can be used literally thousands or millions of times even. This is a food grade silicone, and the cool thing about using this bag instead of the LDPE plastic bag, there'll be no contact of your food at any time with any kind of plastic in the process of juicing in the juicer when using the silicone bag. But you can't just use a silicone bag alone. You're gonna go ahead and put the silicone bag in the juicer. So once you got that bag in the juicer, then you're gonna go ahead and take the next step, which is actually critically important. You need a press bag. So in this case, you know, many press bags and press cloths these days are made out of some kind of a poly fabric, and they can be reused many times, but they're also a pain to clean. So instead, the juicer company here decided to come out with cotton bags. Now these are not like multi-use right here. These guys you might be able to use once, maybe up to 3 times, but usually no more than that because they start to tear and rip and they just won't work any longer. But basically you just fill up your produce inside here, and then you fold it over and make sure you don't overfill it, and then you just basically set it inside the unit and press the button and you're juicing. So, you know, depending on what you're juicing, it's either going to be easier or more difficult to process what you're filling in the bag. So for example, if I'm juicing the pineapples, right, I literally just maybe cut the pineapple into smaller-ish pieces, put them in here, stick the bag in, press the button, and you'll instantly have some pineapple juice to drink. I mean, other things like carrots, you will have to maybe process a little bit more, but I thought I'd give the juicer a really difficult thing to juice today. It's one of my favorite juices in the world that I think you guys should juice more often, but unfortunately, most juicers are not gonna allow you to juice this guy. This is the Canna de Natural, or natural sugar cane. This is peeled sugar cane, maybe available at Asian markets or Mexican markets near you. Most of the time it's available fresh, sometimes actually, and then most of the time actually you can get it frozen. If you're trying to, frozen cane won't juice, you're gonna have to thaw it out, like let it thaw out, and then you can go ahead and juice it like I'm gonna juice today. But sugar cane is really hard, fibrous grass, and most home juicers will not juice the sugar cane, but the juicer will. So let me show you guys how to juice the sugar cane in the juicer. So first step, we're gonna go ahead and basically cut open this pack. And now we could easily grab all the pieces of sugar cane. We're just gonna go ahead and grab one of these bags, and we're gonna go ahead and open up this bag. Nice wide opening on the bag. And so anyways, you don't want to overfill the bag. If you overfill the bag may have a more tendency to bust or break. So we're just going to go ahead and put these whole pieces of sugarcane in. This is a tough job for any juicer. Now the cool thing is about this machine is you have the option. So if you don't want to, if you want to do minimal work, you can just put whole pieces of sugarcane in like I'm doing today. But if you wanted to work a little bit harder and get higher yields, then you could actually just take the sugarcane and I just chop it into slices, and then it would work significantly better. So let's see, once we fill a whole bunch of the sugarcane up in here, Very important to take the bag and then fold it back down on itself, fold it over, because if you leave the bag open, then you're just going to get a pile of mush come everywhere, the pulp. And then we're going to go ahead and just stick this in the machine. We're going to use these little tabs here to hang it inside the machine. Once you got the produce in the machine, then you're just going to go ahead and close the door. Then you're going to go ahead and press the button. And don't forget, you got to put a cup underneath, otherwise you're going to get juice all over the place. All right, so now the machine with the 8 tons of force, that's a power of 2 elephants, is really pressing all the juice out of the sugar cane. As you guys can see, the juice has come dribbling out at a nice slow rate. So, you know, because this is a press, unlike a high-speed machine, this is introducing minimal oxidative damage to the juice, which means you're going to get a higher quality juice, which means more nutrition for you. Now, not only does this machine press once when you press that button there, in this 90-second cycle, it basically comes, the 2 plates come together, then they come apart, and then they come back and press again to get even more juice out of that sugar cane. In general, when I've juiced about a pound of sugar cane in the past, it gets about 8 ounces of juice. So it looks like this is on par, because I've maybe juiced maybe a little bit more than half the bag. So juicing all that, we'd get maybe like a whole full glass of the sugarcane juice. This bag, depending on where you buy it, between $1, $1.50. So you know you have a nice glass of sugarcane juice for really inexpensive if you have the right juicer to juice it. And it looks like the Juicer will definitely do it. All right, last thing, I want to go ahead and try this sugarcane juice for you guys today on the camera. Definitely sweet. I mean, this juicer, it does not need any kind of sieve or strainer to get a nice, rich juice with like no additional insoluble fiber in there. I mean, this is the smoothest juice that I've ever tasted, literally, without even straining. I mean, this juicer here, it's amazing. Man, that sugarcane juice, it's so good. It's the bomb. Now I want to show you guys actually the demolition and what happened to the sugarcane that got pressed inside the machine. We're just going to go ahead and open the top here. And you know, they got a lot of safety features built into this machine. Basically, you're not allowed to open the machine up while the juicer is running. If you do open it, it's immediately going to stop pressing and then reverse back. So you always want to leave the machine closed to let it do its job. At present time, the little lid on the top is non-see-through. I did recommend that they make it see-through so you can kind of see what's going on and see all the juice getting pressed out. That's gonna be really cool. Anyways, here's a little press bag that I used, and it is damp, you know, because all the juice has to get filtered through this bag. But let me remind you guys what we started with here. We started with nice big pieces of cane, right? And if we open this bag up on the inside here, look what we got. We got the press cane, we got the full cane. I mean, if I cut this into pieces, I'd definitely get a higher yield, but let's see if I could squeeze this. I can squeeze this, and I can't even get any more juice out of it. So, you know, 8 tons of force versus sugar cane, guess what? The sugar cane's gonna lose, and all the juice is gonna come out. So, yeah. So, I guess the last thing I wanna announce to you guys is that, you know, this juicer right here that I've used today is a prototype model. They're not yet in production, and they need your help to do this. They're starting a Kickstarter campaign so you guys can get this juicer for less than the price it's going to be sold at when it comes out, you know, for reals later in 2017. This juicer, maybe the retail price, $699. That's kind of expensive, but you know what? For a juicer without cleaning, I think it's worth it. But for a limited time only, you can get this machine for as low as $399. That actually purchase and support them on Kickstarter, which is still an incredible savings. And with that standard price, you're gonna get, you know, some of the disposable one-time use bags. And you know, I don't particularly care for that. So I was talking to the manufacturer here, and for you guys that are watching me, they're doing a special deal. And let's go ahead and pull this guy out. So for you guys that mention when you join the Kickstarter campaign, and in the notes you put discount juicers that I referred you guys are gonna get a special pack that's not available anywhere else, because you guys are watching me, one of my fans. You guys are gonna get this special reusable silicone bag, and I really push hard for you guys to get this because I really want you guys to not have to be making excess plastic waste in the landfill. And cleaning's easy. I mean, look at that. We can look inside there after pressing, and I mean, literally, if you just rinse this under the water with a little bit of soap, you're done. So I mean, cleaning on this is even faster than cleaning a blender. And of course, you know, you got the press cloth here that you may be able to reuse once or maybe twice more, if that, but these are made to be like one-time use. But these pressed cloths can be fully composted, you know, or used as rags or have a second use around the house before they're just simply thrown away. And of course, you know, the cotton breaks down, whereas the plastic will not. So anyways, I got you guys hooked up. You guys are gonna get this extra multi-use bag with 30 of these extra cotton bags for free if you get the juicer on the Kickstarter campaign by mentioning the discount juicers. You know, I've been using this juicer literally all morning, sitting at the booth here playing with it. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, you know, that'd be lying to you. They got a few kinks to work out. You know, I did bust some bags and stuff today, so I did make some recommendations for them to improve. And you know, they're gonna make a lot of improvements before the machine is released to you guys. And hopefully they got all their bugs and kinks and everything worked out yet. I mean, I just learned about this machine a few weeks ago before this event, and this is the first time I've got to play with it, and I juiced, you know, at least 20 different rounds of juicing in the machine this morning, and overall it's done great. And for a machine of this type, for the price that if you guys get in early, it's an amazing deal. And if you guys been looking for a press juicer, I mean, this is even less expensive than some of the hydraulic presses that are available in the US, and it's fully automatic. So I would definitely recommend it to you guys. I really look forward to working with Juicer in the future, selling the machines once they're fully available on the market, providing you guys the best price, and also making many suggestions to them to improve the quality of the machine. I mean, I really like this concept. I did ask them if they infringe on any patents, you know, compared to other similar machines on the market. And they said, no, we checked all the patents. We're not infringing on anything. So you guys could now have your own cold press juicer at home and have a zero cleaning if you want, or have a minimal cleaning with this silicone bag that you guys could get for free. Any case, yeah, I'll put a link down below to the Kickstarter. Be sure to go there like right now so you could get the machine at the lowest price, because as they start selling out, the price is just going to go up and up. The company that's making this machine has had a history in China making like disposable coffee, tea kind of Keurig style machines for a while, and now they're getting into juicing. I just wish that some of the owners here would drink as much juice as I do, because they may drink like 16 ounces a day or something, which, you know, my goal is to drink 32 to 64 ounces. So I would need to do a few multiple pressings in this machine to do that. So now I'm here at the Kuvings booth, and I'm glad to see Kuvings here at the CES to introduce their new products. Unfortunately, they're not quite ready, but what they do have and they're showing today is actually their whole slow juicer chef that's going to be soon available, maybe in March now. This is the commercial version of their whole slow juicer. You know, Kuvings has been around to improve the technology in juicing, and as you'll learn in a second, the blending technology. As you guys can see, this is an example of what a high-speed juicer could do to your tomatoes. It really separates it, oxidizes it, and this is what the whole slow juicer chef or other Kuvings whole slow juicer will do, because it runs at a low RPM. It preserves more nutrients. And that's a theme that you'll learn about that they're also using with the new blending technology. Now, their new blending technology is right here. This is actually one of their latest blenders. They've been making blenders for a while over in Korea. They're going to start to import them into the United States really soon. And this machine is their latest model. It's very powerful, over 30,000 RPMs, nice powerful motor. It has adjustable settings here, so you could have one-touch setting to make a smoothie or whatever you want to do. But the cool thing about this unit is that you can now control this through your cell phone. You can control it through a Bluetooth app, and hopefully they expand this feature in the future so that you could actually make different recipes, and it'll guide you through the recipe process by adding ingredients, pressing a button on your smartphone, and you'll get the perfect and consistent blend every single time for that exact recipe. Now, I'm saddened today that I'm not able to show you their new product that's actually not quite ready yet. It should be ready maybe next month, and that's their actually new vacuum technology blender. And you know, I know this is a new concept, you guys, because you never heard of a vacuum blender before. They're just starting to be introduced, and Kuvings will be one of the first ones to have theirs. But basically it's like this, right? The high-speed juicer and the slow juicer, right? High-speed juicer makes a juice that's oxidized like this. The slow juicer makes a juice that's rich with more phytochemicals like this. And same thing with a standard blender like this unit, it's going to oxidize the produce much like the high-speed juicer. But with the new vacuum blender technology, it's going to keep more nutrition intact. So I really can't wait for these appliances to come out, because Kuvings already has a background in manufacturing juicers and blenders. I'm sure their technology for the vacuum blender is probably gonna be one of the best ones, because it's gonna be the high speed with a lot of the bugs and kinks worked out, and also it's gonna have the most powerful vacuum on the market, because there are other vacuum blenders here, one of which they wouldn't let me actually film at their booth. I don't know what they have to hide, and I think maybe we're gonna go ahead and check another one at this event right now. So now I'm going to show you guys the next booth, and the next booth is the Sano Corporation. They're out of Korea, and I've spent actually probably most of my time at the show here talking to the vice president of the corporation about the products and how all the time they put in to improve and make their products better. And the reason why I'm here today is probably this is the item that I think is most needed in the whole health food industry, because I know a lot of you guys will blend and make smoothies all the time, but what you guys don't really realize, when you're using a standard blender, all the blenders on the market in the US at this time are just standard blenders. Even whether you got a Vitamix, a Blendtec, or whatever brand, you're doing much oxidative damage to the produce you're putting in. You know, there's one guy, Dr. Brian Clement, says you're losing like 98% of all the nutrients in the blender when you're blending. Now, I don't know if that I'd go that far, but I will say that you're losing significant amounts of phytonutrients, phytochemicals, and antioxidants, and certain vitamins that are oxidized due to that vortex that's spinning around inside the blender. So I'm glad to say that aside from two other vacuum blenders that I saw here at this event, the Sano probably has the most technically advanced vacuum blender that I'm able to share with you guys at this time. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and show you guys the vacuum blender technology they have, and then we'll show you guys some of the other products they sell. They sell some hydrogen generators for drinking, for inhalation, and also for disinfecting things. So now I'm gonna show you guys the Capsule S Blender by Sano. And this is the best blender that I've been able to try and check out here. And after talking to the vice president, I think there's a lot of technology that actually went into this blender. Actually, he purchased personally like I think 28 different blenders, all the major manufacturer blenders, and spent a lot of money to buy all the major blenders on the market. He tested them all and found out the things that he really liked the most and maybe things that he didn't like the most. And basically, he designed a really smart blender, a blender that has features that you're not going to find in any other blender on the market. And I'm glad that Sano Corporation is improving the blender technology. And I don't care that other companies have to catch up. Hopefully they do, and hopefully they make a better blender than this. But at present time, from what I hear, and now I haven't used this yet, I'm going to use it for the first time in this video, this is going to be the best blender to beat, in my opinion. Anyways, they've done a lot of things. I mean, I could sit here and show you guys all the features, which I think I will. But the main thing that's different between this blender and any other blender you've purchased on the market before is a vacuum feature. So basically this top comes down on the top, and basically you press the button, and once you go, it basically has a little motor that sucks the air out of the carafe. When it does this, now you're blending in an unoxygenated environment. And oxygen causes oxidation, and it's the oxidative damage that may cause rust on your car. If you live near the ocean in California, you get a scratch in your car, it'll cause the rust. It's when you cut open an apple, the apple will turn brown, right? This is the oxidative damage occurring, and this is lowering the nutritional quality in the produce. But under a vacuum, removing the oxygen, you have significantly less oxidative damage. I think one of the statistics and one of the studies that's been done, you will have 2.5 times more polyphenols in blueberries blended under vacuum than without. That means you're literally throwing nutrients away by blending, and you could have a much higher levels of nutrients to give your body every possible advantage to heal. And actually, the cool thing is, this is the blender that was partly responsible for saving the owner of Sano Corporation's life. He actually had cancer, and he wanted to find a way to get some wheatgrass in him. So then they basically developed this juicer so he could juice or blend up the wheatgrass with water in a vacuum to have higher levels of nutrition. And the owner is still alive today because of it, using these appliances. Now, Sano Corporation is not a new company. They've been in business, I think, since the 1990s, and in 2001, that's when they started producing home appliances. And only now are they finally releasing a product with their name on it, because former they would make a OEM, and produce products or components for other manufacturers. They've really taken a lot of time to basically dial this in. Now, besides just the vacuum, which is completely cool, and I wish, you know, there are more blenders that actually had vacuum. Some of the ones I've seen here today are, you know, maybe it's cool because they got the vacuum technology, but the other things that go to make up a blender are really lacking. I mean, one of the things that's, you know, lacking on some of the vacuum blenders is underneath here. You know, this has a metal shaft here that goes into the metal motor shaft. You know, I can't believe that some of the blenders that have a vacuum, you know, are just using plastic, and that's gonna break super fast. The other thing, this is a high-speed, high-power blender. This runs at 30,000 RPMs at its peak. Of course, you can run it slower, and it's gonna really fractionate and grind up everything you need to do at that high speed. I find some other blenders, you know, especially vacuum blenders, may have the vacuum feature, which is cool, but they're maybe not that powerful and not going to be as efficient in blending. The other thing is this is a, you know, entirely BPA-free carafe. And the other thing, I don't know if you guys could see that, but if you hold this blender, you know, straight on the bottom is not just flat, right? Like most other blenders in the market, the bottom on this blender is actually slanted, which is actually quite interesting. And they did this for a very important reason. They did this so that, you know, the mixture is always going to move down to the bottom, and the blade is going to hit it and spin it up. In addition, the stainless steel blade is a patented design. It's exclusive to them. They've gone through a lot of different blade designs, and they found actually that a duller blade instead of a sharper blade worked more efficiently. In addition, I'm told that this blender actually has 6 bearings underneath. Even like the Vitamix has 2 bearings, and the bearing is the most likely thing to fail, especially in those cheap imported Chinese blenders. They have really off-the-shelf bearings. I'm told that this company makes all their bearings and all their own parts and assembles it inside here. So that's quite impressive to me that they actually got 6 bearings in there. This is a one-piece carafe, and it looks like you can, you know, with special tool remove it, but it should be non-removable. Oh, and the other thing I should mention right now before I go any further is there's going to be an 8-year warranty on this entire machine, and it's kind of like if you got an 8-year warranty and maybe say in 7 years something's wrong with this machine, they're basically going to upgrade you to the current model, not the old model, and just repair or replace. They're going to upgrade you to the latest model. So I really like that the Sano Corporation has some really good customer service ethics, you know, according to talking to the VP here. So I mean, that's just some of the changes they've done with the jar. I also like that, you know, that it has it's been specially designed and fluted on the inside so that you're going to get a really good mixture flowing. Also has a nice seal on the top of the blender, and this is something that's really important to me. Like the first thing I did when I picked up this blender, I looked at the top. Underneath the top, right? There's some blenders underneath the top, there's all these nooks and crannies to clean, and like stuff will glug up and hit the top of the blender. Then you gotta like clean all these nooks and crannies. It can be very difficult. But I like in this top, basically, there's no nooks and crannies to clean other than maybe inside this little vacuum sealing area. But it's really, you know, gonna be easy to clean for you guys. So I mean, looking at this motor base now, you wouldn't think too much, but once again, there's a lot of technology in this motor base. You know, this is computer controlled, 100% computer controlled, and they have expandability with the computer controls at present time. You know, you just have a dial to control it. Super simple, super easy to use. The vacuum feature on the Capsule S model will always function on all the different speeds and adjustments and pre-programmed settings except on the P, the pulse button. If you want to pulse under vacuum, then you're gonna have to set it to one of the other settings to let it vacuum for 30 seconds, and then you can switch it to pulse and then pulse it. This has pre-programmed settings, like 8 of them. It has you know, different speed settings, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that will vary the speeds depending on what setting, either slower or faster. And then on this side you have a fruits and vegetable setting, a soup setting, and you know, another setting for smoothies. And basically on this side it's constant speed. It'll run for 30 seconds under vacuum and then 30 seconds on the pre-programmed speed. Over on this side, once again, it'll run under vacuum, and then it actually will go for 30 seconds, but it'll actually vary the speed up and down, you know, to ensure you get the proper blend each and every time for whatever you're blending. Now the cool feature that this blender has that no other one has is that if this gets kind of stuck and they're measuring like the voltage on the motor, if the motor is like drawing too much or too little current, it knows this, and it might say, hey, the mixture is being stuck on the inside, so let's go ahead and like just pulse. And then they'll pulse a couple times just to kind of like loosen up the mixture inside. So this is actually one truly smart blender. I think those are all the major features that I wanted to share with you guys today. I mean, long warranty. They got, you know, it looks pretty solid. It's actually nice and durable and heavy. Now, I do want to mention that they do have a Capsule S. That's what this is. That's what it looks like. This is the S, the special model, the supreme model, the super model, whatever you want to call the S. It's kind of like the iPhone 6S and the iPhone 6, but they also have a regular capsule. So don't get confused. You will want to buy the Capsule S. That's the one with the vacuum technology. Their regular capsule does not have the vacuum technology. I do not recommend that one at this time because I think that, you know, the special sauce is the S, is the vacuum technology. Otherwise, you're getting a blender that's probably going to be better than others, but we really want to have that vacuum technology. So now I want to go ahead and demonstrate actually how this blender works for you guys. Basically, we're going to go ahead and take off the top here. We got basically about 16 ounces of water in here. Lift that top off, and we're just going to go ahead and put in a whole bunch of strawberries. And then we're going to go ahead and put in a whole bunch of bananas. And once we do that, this is just a basic smoothie. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on. I mean, this blender is super simple, super easy to use. Put it on the top. We're going to go ahead and put this lid down up on the top there. It's going to basically know that you put the lid on and the machine will not operate unless you got the lid down. Then you're ready to go. You could press that. And then as you guys can see, this lit up and telling you that you're ready to select a function. And we're going to go over to the speed 1 function. And once we go to that, we're just going to hit the button. What's going to happen is you guys could hear a vacuum on that. It's literally, and you guys, if you look closely on there, you can see bubbles sucking out there. It's sucking bubbles out of the fruit. It's, removing all the oxygen from the chamber under a nice vacuum. And this machine has more vacuum than some of the other vacuum blenders that I've seen here today. So this cycle works for about 30 seconds, and once the cycle is complete after 30 seconds and it has a proper amount of vacuum, then and only then will it actually turn on and start blending. You know, I mean, this is one of the devices I really need to get because, you know, I blend quite often. I juice daily and I also blend daily. But every time I blend, I kind of feel guilty. And you shouldn't feel guilty when you're blending because even if you're blending not under vacuum, you're still getting some of the best foods on the planet if you're eating things like fruits and vegetables. But anyways, it'll pulse a first couple times to kind of get it going so like it doesn't like, so it mixes properly. And then it'll run straight up pretty much for 30 seconds and on this level 1. And if you want to stop a little bit prematurely, just press the button and then it goes ahead and turns it off. Now the thing that you guys don't realize is if I had 2 blenders side by side, which I'm going to do once I get a sample, if I blended this exact same mixture in the Vitamix, you know, it's going to oxidize it a lot more. This is readily apparent if you're blending something like bananas or apples, even tomatoes, right? You'll see the noticeable difference when blending under vacuum or not. Once this is done, we can't just lift up this top because if we lift up this top, the whole blender comes up because this is under vacuum. So there's a little button on top. I don't know if you guys could see that on the top there maybe. It's a little button. You need to press this button to release the vacuum. And you can kind of hear it. Psst, the vacuum comes off. You can now lift the top up. And now you have your smoothie that's been blended under vacuum to preserve the most amount of nutrition. And these are the blender. This is this kind of smoothie that I want to be drinking from now on. Once I get my vacuum blender, hopefully the Sano, I'm not going to use anything else to blend my food, and I would not encourage you guys to use any other kind of blender either because you're losing very valuable phytonutrients and phytochemicals that have been shown to be helpful against things like cancer, fight diseases, and even help you lose weight. All right, so you guys are probably wondering, John, what's the price of that blender, man? Because I want to get one like yesterday. Like I want one yesterday, right? The suggested price at this point is going to be $5.99. Hopefully the price when it actually is released is going to be less than that, but you know what? $599 so you guys can blend in an oxygen-deprived environment to retain the most nutrients with an 8-year warranty with basically looks like a pretty full dialed-in blender. I think that's a pretty good price. You know, as soon as this is available in the US, we will be selling it at discountjuicers.com. Be sure to click that subscribe button right down below this video to be notified of my new and upcoming episodes. Once I get this machine, I'll be running it through a full battery of tests and comparisons so that you guys can learn more about it, because this is the first time I've used it and even learned about it. So now I want to share with you guys a new product that you may not be familiar with here in the US. Over in Japan, they are familiar with this technology. and basically it's creating hydrogen water. And I know some of you guys that are really in your health may have heard about the hydrogen water. You may know about like the alkalizing water or alkaline water and all this stuff. Like, in my opinion, the hydrogen water like blows away the standard ionized water, and this is the water that, in my opinion, you guys should be drinking. The reason why the hydrogen water is so good, because it actually, there's a lot of studies over in Japan and other places that show it has an actually antioxidant effect when you drink the water, and this is really cool. So now you can just drink water and get antioxidants at the same time. It's kind of like when we're blending in that blender you guys saw, right? That blender preserves the most antioxidants. This device here, the hydrogen water and inhaling device here, allows you to create the hydrogen from just the standard water. Now, I do encourage you guys to use a filtered water, but this will even work with good quality tap water, and you'll learn more about actually how this can maybe potentially remove even some of the fluoride and chlorine in the water when it's running. Anyways, they got two main uses of this. Number one, you could just run it like it is now, and you guys could see, maybe you could see the bubbles kind of coming up at the bottom. This is creating hydrogen. When you press the button here, function number 1, it runs it for 3 minutes. You just put regular water in there, and then you could drink the water, and it's really rich in hydrogen. They have actually the testers here that are like $500. They actually test the hydrogen levels in the water, so you actually know that it's working. I do like that they have special technology in here with special plates and thickness of the plates and the different coatings than other manufacturers. So they're saying it puts out more hydrogen in this water than other machines I've seen in the past. So I'm gonna have to test that myself. And then function number 2 is actually if you want to inhale the hydrogen, which is cool. I've never heard of this before, but basically they give you a standard nasal cannula or whatever it's called, I don't know. But anyways, you could breathe in the hydrogen water, and this cycle runs for 20 minutes. So once you press the button, you can start breathing in the hydrogen water. And they say that this is helpful too, and I haven't actually heard of this before, but they say there's like in certain Olympics, well, certain Olympians from certain countries have breathing in the hydrogen water, and then they'll have a higher tendency to win because they recover faster. So I don't know if this is true or not. I have to research this more, but it's definitely cool that this product allows you to do that. So this unit here, I like it because it actually has an included battery that charges up just through the little port in the back. It's just a standard USB port, and once you charge it up, it'll last like 18 to 20 cycles of the 3-minute cycles to make the drinking water. Then you just plug it back in and charge it. This thing's pretty smart. It actually even talks to you. There's a volume level here. It also tells you the battery level and if you need to charge it or not. It tells you if it's actually connected to the USB to charge, and also the power here. But I think the hydrogen water generation technology is the new and upcoming like health drink. I mean, I like fruit and vegetable juices, but aside from that, we need to stay hydrated. And if you're drinking water, you might as well drink a water that's going to have potentially extra added health benefits like this guy. I guess in Japan, these guys sell for a lot. This would sell for like $1,000 US in Japan. But luckily in America, we're gonna have a little bit different pricing scheme. It's gonna be about $399 is a retail price for this guy. And this unit is actually called the Sano, and that's their hydrogen maker for drinking or for inhalation. Now the other thing they're gonna have is actually more for like disinfection and for beauty care. And that's this guy. This is called the Mist Pro, and this works in a simpler principle than this, but it holds much less water. The cycle time is only 40 seconds instead of 3 minutes. Of course, you can use the hydrogen water for disinfection, but this just makes it really easy. Basically, you just put the water in there, and then you take off the top, and then you could spray it. You can spray it on your face. Might help with preventing acne and all this stuff, because acne is a bacteria and this will kill the bacteria, all that. You could maybe use it for spraying on your hands, sanitizing your hands. You could spray it on produce, fruits and vegetables, kill all of the bacteria and all this kind of stuff. So this is kind of handy. This is gonna be less money. I think it's maybe like $299 for this unit. But yeah, I mean, so far I've seen some really cool products from Sano. I hope to work with them soon and be able to offer you guys these special hydrogen makers, and as well as that Capsule S blender that I like so much. Be sure to, once again, click that subscribe button right down below when I have future episodes on these particular products, where I'm going to go much more into depth and explain them, how they work, why they're beneficial, why you should buy them, and actually why I'm using them in my own life myself. So now I want to show you guys the last bit of juicing tech here at the CES in 2017, and this is known as the Orangie juice machine. And it's not just any old automatic orange juice machine, it's a fully automated vending machine. So now you guys can sell orange juice anywhere. If you got like a big family, you could put this in your living room and make the kids buy the orange juice. Well, actually, I don't recommend that. You want to put this in a high traffic place so you can sell as much orange juice as possible so you guys can make the most money, but at the same time, help get people healthier. I would rather have these orange juice machines go in every school in the entire United States instead of those, soda machines that are ruining the health of America, where orange juice is a much healthier beverage than the soda. And you could set all the pricing on here. You could put in coins, you could put in bills. It'll even take Apple Pay, credit cards, whatever money you got, you put it in there. It'll automatically take the oranges that are stored up top under refrigeration. It holds up to 300 oranges. It'll basically drop one down into the compartment, slice it, squeeze it, and put all the orange juice in a cup, 12-ounce cup, and put a lid on it with a straw, everything. And basically the cost to make the orange juice is about $1 per cup. After you're all said and done, you can sell the orange juice for as much as $4 per cup. You can get as much as you can, or maybe just double your money. And that's cool, but there's other revenue streams besides just selling the orange juice with this unit. You guys can't see on the top there, but up on the top they got like screens, like TV screens. Maybe we'll put the camera up a little bit. But yeah, up on the top they got the TV screens here, and now you can sell advertising at the same time you're selling the orange juice. And actually, you may even make more money from the advertising you're selling than the orange juice, but it doesn't matter because they're both revenue streams are gonna come up so that you guys could pay off the unit sooner, be putting profits in your pocket and getting people of the world and of the location healthier by selling them orange juice instead of soda. So I think this is one of the greatest technologies here at the event. If I could just get more people at this event and other places drinking more fresh fruits and vegetables, that'd be the best thing to do. So yeah, if you want to learn more about this, you can visit them at orangie.com, and personally you want to contact me because I've arranged a special deal with the company. So if you go through me to buy it, we're going to hook you guys up with a special deal. So my time at the CES 2017 is over. Definitely got to show you guys a few good booths today. There's not like a whole lot of companies here that are actually in juicing and blending, but I'm glad about the ones that actually did show up, because this will basically allow you to, create higher levels of phytonutrients and phytochemicals in the fruits and vegetables that you guys process, whether you want to use the Juicero here. This juicer will not be this lowest price again. So I encourage you guys, if you guys have been thinking about some kind of cold press juicer, you definitely want to get this. Hopefully they're going to get their quality up and all the bugs are being worked out by the time they're really shipping them. I'm going to get my juicer, when you guys get yours, because that's when mine's shipping also. And I'll be sure to make more videos about it at that time. And of course, when it does come out for real, it's going to be a lot more expensive. Don't forget to use that special discount code, or in the notes of the Kickstarter, say, hey, I was referred by John Kohler, discount juicers, and they're going to hook you up with that extra, multi-use silicone bag with 30 of the cloth or cotton press bags. I also liked the other favorite product this year was the Sano Capsule S blender with the vacuum technology. I saw a lot of different vacuum blenders here. Unfortunately, most of them wouldn't allow me to film them for this video for you guys because it's like trade secrets or whatever. But that machine looks fully dialed in, and it's definitely going to be probably one of my favorite vacuum blenders on the entire planet once I get my machine, just within the next few months, and I'll be sure to be doing more videos with that as well. If you guys want to learn more about these products and my reviews of them, please be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on any of my new and upcoming episodes. You'll get notified every 5 to 7 days when I'm putting out a new episode here on YouTube, testing some of these new appliances and comparing them and contrasting them, against different blenders, against different vacuum blenders, and even against different juicers. As much as I like this juicer, every juicer has their pros and cons, and that's what I'm here simply to share with you guys the honest truth about all the different juicers. And also be sure to check my past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 450 videos on this channel demonstrating and comparing all different kinds of juicers and blenders so you could buy the right one for you. Also be sure to share this video with somebody else that's maybe looking for a cold press juicer, or wants to know the latest tech that's occurring at CES regarding home appliances that allow you to eat more fruits and vegetables. I love coming to CES and seeing all the latest and greatest stuff and being able to, more importantly, share it with you guys. Also, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please be sure to support me in my work by making your purchase at discountjuicers.com when you're going to buy that juicer or blender. This allows me to continue to come to different trade shows, make videos for you guys, and do all the education work that I do on YouTube for you. And so anyways, with that, once again, my name is John Kohler with discountjuicers.com. Be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.